Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the workshop. It's great to have you all here because we have the one, the two, and the only Evan and Caitlin here. They are here and we are collaborating on something pretty exciting. They have 3D printed a folding knife handle. We're making a Damascus steel 3D printed folding knife. It is going to be a lot of fun. Their channel link is down below and we are going to get straight into where we left off making the raindrop pattern yesterday. Thank you for joining us and I hope you enjoy. Okay guys, so where do you guys think we have tentatively the best pattern on there? I think that's a good spot. That's nice and
pretty.
Nice and oh, what about there? That's pretty dense. Yeah. So we're going to cut off a strip like this and then we're going to surface grind it. Okie dokie, so I'm gonna squeegee down my mag chuck here, the surface grinder, and I'm gonna redress the wheel. This is a diamond dressing point. There's a teeny little diamond right there. You remember in the video where I got the surface grinder, I made this little screw. That was a fun little project. But this little diamond, we're gonna drag it across the bottom of the wheel so that we can bring the wheel back into concentricity and make sure that the wheel is square again, in addition to making sure that the wheel is clean so that it can cut as effectively as possible. I am no surface grinding expert. I read that on Google. So we'll turn on the mag chuck, lift up, that spins this wheel, which lifts this up. We're gonna turn on the wheel. I wanna make sure the diamond point is off the left of center because this wheel is clockwise. And then I'm gonna bring the wheel down till I feel the grit touch my hand. And then we're gonna take a pass. Move this well out of the way, turn off the mag chuck, squeegee it down, wipe it down, stone my part, make sure there are no burrs, and set that down. Oh, I should have measured it. 3.831 millimeters thick. 3.831, take away 2.25, which is our final thickness, is 1.581 divided by 2, 0.7905, which is the amount of material that we need to remove off each side of this. We'll bring it down, get it running. I'm gonna set these stops up so we're making the smallest amount of extra travel as possible. I've just zeroed that dial up here. The way that dial is set up, I now need to go to 395. So we'll put this back down, let our coolant flow. I'm gonna go to a full 100 on the dial. You know what? We're gonna be bold, we're gonna be brave. We're gonna do 200 on the dial. So now, I want to see if I'm correct in thinking that I need to go 0.95 or 95 on my dial. I'll take the micrometers, 3.48. All right, I'm going to trust my gut and just go for what I had worked out at the beginning. We've got this piece surface ground. I wanted to leave just a little bit of clearance for us to be able to hand sand it all into the right dimensions. It is 2.35 millimeters thick, which is 0.1 millimeters proud of the 2.25 of the blade. That gives us some leeway.
Did you drop it one more time?
Well, I've not dropped any pieces so far today at all. Never dropped a thing. Right, so I'm just gonna take my micrometer and... Okay guys, back to serious stuff now. We just printed off what we thought was a rather accurate version of the knife.
It's my fault!
It ended up not really working so well. So it's good that we didn't rely on it. Now we know that we don't need to use it. So that's good. What we'll probably do is something different. But what we definitely need to do is we need to etch this to make sure that the pattern still looks cool.
We haven't done that yet, have we?
The worry is we might have ground all that pattern out. That pattern might just be the dust in the back of my surface grinder.
That'd be so sad.
I know, it was looking amazing. It was looking amazing. I hope it looks good.
Time to glove up and dip it?
Glove up and dip it. If we have to start again, I'm sorry, that's all my fault.
I feel like it might be us somehow.
Yeah.
This is it.
10?
That'll do.
Oh. Man, have you ever dropped it? You've dropped it. I've seen you drop it.
I have never dropped anything in my life. Oh, yes. That still looks good.
God.
Woo! So it's not as dense as it was earlier. So we've ground out some of the density, but it looks beautiful still. So the pattern is still beautiful. I mean, it is just stunning. Raindrop pattern Damascus. I've got to do it again. Thank you guys for asking me to make raindrop pattern. It's amazing because this is just beautiful. We now need to find a way, since we can't rely on our paper, to get this transferred onto that. What I think we're gonna do, we take super glue. If you want to sound very smart, you can say the technical term.
CA glue.
We're gonna put some
Painter's tape?
There we go. We're gonna put some painter's tape on this. We call it masking tape here.
Oh.
Yeah, and I only just remembered. Okay, so I'm gonna take a razor blade. We've got the 2 pieces of masking tape on both of the parts. I'm gonna blue dicom them first. Do you guys know the blue dicom song?
No. Is it a real song or are you gonna make it up?
You make it up, but YouTube doesn't need to know that you make it up.
So what's the song?
Blue dicom, how I paint you so. I think it's the solvent that does it.
It reminds me of like a James Bond song.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Were they high on blue dicom fumes too? Now that the dicom is dried, a little bit of CA glue, cyanacrylate, and put the part down. And so now we can just simply scribe around it all, and it should not move at all. So these...
Different center punches for different size holes.
Yep, they're called transfer punches, and I think I'm missing the ones that we need. Give this side a whack here. Yes! I have the exact one that I was looking for. And so now, should be able to break the super glue free with an accurate hit of an, ow!
Oh.
We did it!
Nice!
And we have a nice, relatively accurate scribe line too. Look at that! Gotta love that blue dicom. So again, we're gonna do a couple dabs of super glue. We're gonna use the super glue fixturing technique to clamp our newly scribed and dicomed part and fixture it this way. Make sure it's nice and flat and solid. So the ID is 2.58 millimeters. That makes total sense, yes. So the trouble is, drilling a hole doesn't make an accurate hole. Not to the amount of tolerance that we'd like. So since I don't have a reamer, it means that we've got to kind of like guess how close we can get. Metric 1 to 6 in 1/10 of a millimeter increments, and number drills. Number drills, I don't know what they are. Maybe they're gauges? Maybe it's gauge. I don't know. I have no idea. Okay, we decided that we need to look up what number drills are. Oh, the gauge to diameter ratio is not it's not designed by anything. No formula, but it's based on a 19th century wire gauge.
It's not consistent even. It like goes up at different slopes with jumps.
That is hilarious.
Why? Oh, look at this.
2.578 is a number 38. I think we go with a 39. We have it right there. So this here will leave us 60 microns of leeway. I anticipate that this will wobble a decent amount. And so with that leeway, we might end up with a good fit. And if we don't,
We can go bigger.
we can get bigger. Sounds like a plan. Well, hey, that is looking pretty good. Rough grounding with the 60 grit. Okay, well, right guys, there is sometimes only one way to do things, and it's the slow way. Welcome to a world where there are no CNC machines. There are no 3D printers. No X-carves. No nothing but elbow grease. Available now, alecsteelshop.com. The finest elbow grease shirts known to man. A touch mark on the sleeve. Elbow grease here. There's a little small elbow grease t-shirt that you can also get as well as our new polo shirts. Have you seen the polo shirt? I mean,
Yes.
they're pretty good.
Awesome.
They're pretty good. So, we're gonna be filing this piece into the scribe lines, and that is the next job. Thank goodness we've got copper jaws for us to help make the process
That was a good video.
good. It was great. It was good fun. Anyway, it's time for a little bit of filing. Evan and Caitlin have done a great job filing this bad boy up, down, about 2 or 3 thou proud of the scribe line, which should give us plenty to work with after the heat treat. And speaking of after the heat treat, we want to make it a little bit easier on ourselves for grinding the bevels, so we're going to rough those in now. Of course, that's going to require a little blue dicum. The blade is tempered. We now are ready to move on to the finish grind, and then the difficult part, which is going to be hand fitting it in to all of the other parts that we have. So it's going to be very fun. Guys, I want you to go check out Evan and Caitlin's channel. They are awesome fun. You're going to love their videos. You want to tell them a little bit about yourself again?
We're a husband and wife team. We make stuff together. We have a lot of fun with it.
And speaking of having fun, we have learned so much about blacksmithing. We kind of want to do it. So I think that sometime in the future, are we committing right now?
Don't commit to anything.
Never mind.
Anyway, go check out their channel. They are an absolute hoot to watch. You're going to love it. Thank you for watching. Pleasure as always, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.